Coach Phil, Scotland had a pretty good first couple of days, didn't they? Scotland unlucky in the end to miss out on the cup. George, did they make some positive changes here in Hong Kong this weekend?
Yeah, I think Eddie coming in, I think White coming in, Bennett coming in, Lee Jones obviously has been the talisman for them. You know, they were very unlucky. Just some indecision and some bad presentation of the ballers sometimes, and some turnovers that cost them, you know, progressing further into the cup. But you know, they'll want to now come away from Hong Kong winning this to give us some momentum going into their home leg, obviously in Glasgow.
No, Paul Alberdeja for the French. He's their most experienced player, but he's suspended. Picked up a red card in their game this morning. So a good opportunity for Scotland here to finish the HongKongSenvens with some silverware, and I guess looking ahead to their home tournament in Glasgow, Mike, round 8 of the series. If they can win this and beat a good side in France, it'll give them a boost ahead of playing at home.
Yeah, it will do, and hopefully it will send a signal that they need to involve some more of the fringe Glasgow and Edinburgh players as they go to their home tournament, and more importantly, as they build towards the Commonwealth Games as well, which is in Glasgow in the summer. So important messages, hopefully to be taken on board by the SRU if they want to make the most out of this Sevens programme.
Yep, the 7 series full of characters. There's Terry Burahua. He's one of them. He gets us underway in the bowl final. Let's get back to Hong Kong.
The third tier of the 4 finals here for the main tournament. We also had the qualifying tournament, but Scotland really have put on some great form today, led by guys like Mark Robertson here, number 3. Fires it back to Turnbull, then to Riddell, and now to James Eddy. Powerful forward brought back into the team for this tournament. Here comes Mark Bennett, battle scars from earlier in the tournament. And Robertson really takes it to the opposition. Bennett continuing his form, but don't rule out the personality in the game. With the ball now, Terry Burahua to halfway. He's running away from the Scottish speedster Andrew Turnbull, and Burahua flies in for France.
Well, a quick tap after the penalty was awarded to France. Burahua, watch him, everyone's backs are turned, he's gone, and then turns on the burners, and that's Turnbull he's going around. That is a run, because Turnbull does not get run down by many people. What a moment for him and for France.
What a nice way he dived. He put his hand behind his back and sort of went in with a touch of elegance.
Well, the French team were getting booed in day 1 and 2 here. They've completely transformed it.
Well, they've had a good third day too, you know. They came out and beat Portugal 19-14. And here he goes at the end. Look at this. Puts his hand. Oh, yes, very stylish, and then nice. Very nice.
And cool, baby.
I'm cool. Try is not converted. It's 5-0.
And then only Terry can do that. Follows up with a schoolboy error, kicking the ball straight into touch.
Well, Scotland were doing everything right, weren't they? Big aggressive play, running hard at the French, and suddenly, bingo, Burahua sent them reeling 80 metres down the field. Now, Andrew Turnbull, to be fair to Andy Turnbull, he might have got Burahua a couple of years back, might have lost a little bit of edge. Nobody can stop the march of Father Time, but he's still pretty quick. But Burahua had a great moment. Here's Turnbull, and he's cleared up beautifully for his captain, Riddell, who's got no real ambitions to attempt to sprint in. There are plenty of good, quick guys in the Scottish team. Lee Jones, Riddell fields the ball, sends it on to James Eddy. Now here's White, W-I-G-H-T, different spelling. Is that the Scottish spelling? Maybe it is. And he didn't release. Penalty for France. Scott White, late to the game of sevens, coming in as a 28-year-old. And it's going to be a clearance by Burahua.
Yeah, just hesitation from White there, and he got run down from behind and was penalized for not losing it. So as you said, Scotland created a little bit there, just not taking advantage. And there is Terry's contribution to the game. Isn't that impressive?
He's had his moments with the French officialdom, in and out of the side a couple of times.
Of course, the great Jean-Claude Scrella is with the team in camp.
He tried that underhand line-out pass in the previous game. For those of us with age on our side, those of us who can't stop the Barts for Father Time in the commentary box, remember that the French used to do that. Halfbacks would bowl the ball in underarm at lineouts in the 15-a-side game.
Yep. What a great stat there. The team in the lead has not made a pass.
On the near side for France, on the right is the transplanted Fijian Verimi Vakatawa. And he's tough, and he can run too in the Fijian tradition. Although Fiji not in the finals here. Just getting away from Tim. Baruahua. Nice work by Julien Candelon.
Oh, good ball.
Lovely play by the French into passing. However, it spills forward, and here comes Lee Jones. Riddell out wide to Robertson. See the way he turns, straightens it up and tackles. And in the background, a whale of a tackle from Vakatawa. Really set him on his passport. Okay, White. Terrific stuff, isn't it? Frantic.
It is. Finally, the Scots are getting a few bounces. They've got heaps of possession, but they're not finishing.
Nice work, James Eddy. Robertson again. He's recovered from being thrown down by like a bricklayer. And space out wide. And Turnbull doesn't even have to get up to his top. Speed, he's in.
Well, the crowd love it. What a response. Scotland finally unlocking this French defence. Good, quick hands. Didn't go exactly to hand, but Turnbull took his time, patient. Just a different attitude around the Scottish side. I mean, earlier in the week, Stephen Gemmell brought in some new blood, as he said, as the kick conversion goes through. Vitally important.
So have a look at some of the stats for Andrew Turnbull.
Oof.
That's a long way. A lot of travel, a lot of games, a lot of training, a lot of hours, a lot of commitment.
As I was saying, Keith, the performance in Tokyo was really not very good, well below par for the Scottish group. So they brought in some fresh legs and sort of challenged the rest of the squad to keep their positions this week. And the three new boys that came in, like Lee Jones, have played sevens before, but are currently serving professional contracts.
Oh, Delmas let that one go right through his hands there. Renaud Delmas.
So, this crowd is dying for Scotland to get it. There's a real buzz about the place. Finals looming, third, fourth place looming. And that's not unusual, the style of rugby that Scotland plays. They do tend to keep possession. Probably the piece missing from their game is that strike, that incisive cut.
Bind, 6.
So it comes now from Jones, out past White to Bennett. Candelon takes time. Turnbull for the corner! 2 for Turnbull.
Well, Turnbull gets another, but Bennett's the man. You mentioned he scored tries, 2 big tries against the U.S. Look at him attracting all this French defense, keeping his feet, and then having the awareness to offload. Turnbull's in space. He wants to keep the stat man working, keep that ticking over, Sean.
Tell you what, he'll get up to close to 150 if he keeps this up. What was it, 147 before? Our stats man, Sean Glover, beavering away as half-time is reached. And it's been a wonderful first half. This is only the bowl final, and look at it. Scotland 12, France got the runaway, but Scotland 12 lead France 5.
Continuity is passion. Amlin sponsors Rugby Union on Sky Sports.
Welcome to Amazon Assist.
Hello. My niece is coming over and she'll be using my new Kindle Fire.
Great, the Fire's perfect for kids.
Yeah, but I don't want to glue to it all day.
Got it. Use Kindle Free Time. It lets you set limits on how long kids can watch and play.
Oh, could use the time limits myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got a serious Plants vs. Zombies addiction.
For me, it's Candy Crush Saga. It's becoming a real problem.
Introducing the revolutionary Mayday button, only on the new Kindle Fire HDX.
Finals day at the HongKongSenvens. It's half-time in the bowl final, and those 7 players there, the Scotland side, are 12-5 up in their bowl final. Looking pretty good here, Phil.
Yeah, I think Mark Bennett's been fantastic. You know, he's attracted a lot of players around him, and he's been able to either get the offload away, or they're getting behind the French, and they're finishing off. You know, he's the one who gave the 2 passes to Andrew Turnbull for the 2 tries. So they're looking good at the moment, and just need to control the pill and just not let France any opportunities get back in it.
OK, 7-point lead to Scotland over France. Let's get back to Gareth Rees and Keith Quinn.
He's not a big runner, but he's giving it loudly at the moment. He really is. He gets it off, and just a fumble at the last minute.
Look out.
And here comes White, battling out. This is in the true tradition of the new Scottish attitude. Robertson. Turnbull, well taken in there. What a beautiful catch by Eddie. White playing juggling tricks with it. Riddell. Turnbull. Burwahwa.
Well, James Eddie's tackled the man without the ball.
So the guy with the ball back, Tawa, haven't seen him in running space yet. Vincent Inigo. Riddell having a very good game as per usual. Eddie, see?
Oh.
Well, that wasn't so good at the conclusion there. But the sheer determination and fight factor in his run there.
Vakatawa kind of sums up the French. As I said, they've been 2 different sides here. He was so impressive against Samoa, causing problems all over the place, but he's been quiet up for that until that tackle there.
So Scott Riddell, the captain there, number 1. His father played for the famous Melrose Club where the game wasn't invented. Logel, Mazoué and Vakatawa, the front 3, the forwards for France. And the chant from some young kids, led by some young kids high in the stands here, Les Bleus, and the whole of the stadium who want to shout for France. Joining in, the referee is Rasta Rasavenge.
Vincent Inigo is straight behind the scrum. Let's see if he chooses the blind side or goes with the conventional.
So he swings it to the left, and it's a running ball for Candelon. But it's not a good pass to Delmas. Now Delmas, he's a runner as well.
Time off, please.
Well, look, he's coming on now. One great Scottish player for another. Turnbull will have a rest. Colin Gregor.
No, it's White that's coming off down in the foreground here. Turnbull going back to position, so they're keeping him on.
My mistake, yeah. Turnbull's been moved out to the wing.
And there's the, talk about battle scars. This guy got, what, how many was it? 40 stitches in an accident. Referee's assistant over there, Gabrielle Lee, leading Asian female referee, but she's so good, she gets the big involvement in the men's scene. There's Gregor. Oh, here come the Scots. James Johnston! Off the bench, first touch, and through.
Well, maybe Stephen Gemble's policy of challenging a few of these players has paid off. He steps on the field, and look what he does. First touch, give me that ball. Look where I'm going. Frenchman, you going to catch me? Not even close. What a great try.
That's Graham Shield, who's come on there to give him some advice. The water boy himself, a great Scottish player out of the Melrose Club originally. And look at this from Colin Gregor. It's just away. A lovely try there for James Johnson. That's a good lead now, 17-5. Less than 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, great luxury to have a Graham Shield on the field running water. It's part of the process now. They do run messages on, and tactically, someone like Graham's understanding will help these guys to see where the opportunities are.
So, Colin Gregor, he's much admired in the Scottish rugby scene, in the Sevens rugby scene. Look at that, with a Gaelic flair from Barohwa, but it's gone to the man they call Butchie, and JJ gets two.
A huge reward for these players. Last week, there wasn't much to cheer about, but look at this. Massive pressure after Ruahua's questionable decision. Gregor gets his hands on it, gets to his feet, hands free. Simple try, 2 tries in 2 minutes. That's how it's done, says James Johnson.
Well, that's the French way. I know it sounds a bit churlish, but they can produce a runaway try. Brilliance, of absolute brilliance from the edge of the earth. As they said one famous time in a test match in New Zealand, but sometimes to try and do that again can go woefully wrong, and that's what happened there.
That wasn't quite 1994 there from Terry Barohwa.
No, it was Sadoni, wasn't it? Jean-Luc Sadoni in a test match. Oh, I remember it. I was involved with doing the commentary and you shouted at the top of my lungs, magnifique, when he crossed the line. You could have shouted that today when Barohwa got his run.
No question, and those errors have been costly at the moment. It's a big ask at the moment. A lot more meat in this French 7 side than we've seen in the previous tournaments. The introduction of Vakatawa, it seemed to be a great thing and was successful against Samoa.
Jones! And Lee Jones, well, that clinches it now for the Scots. Brought in to the team to strengthen it up after some wobbly performances in the previous couple of tournaments. And this is a good last day for the Scots.
Is it ever invaluable World Series points? We talked about Graham Shields' influence. Off the ball, there was a bit of a push and shoving. Michael Maltman and one of the French players, and Shields sprinted out immediately with the water and got in between them. I don't know quite what he was going to do, but he knew he wanted to break up the altercation.
We've had very few incidents of, shall we say, rough play, but we had a good game in that regard, a good vigorous game between France and Portugal earlier today, which had plenty on it of a physical nature. Barohwa trying something again, gets his pass away further out, and now here at last is Vakatawa, and what a good tackle on him by Lee Jones. Just scored the try, makes a wonderful tackle there, and now the French continue to press forward. But they've conceded a penalty.
Support your weight. Stay up. Stay up.
Yeah, that was the substitute. Makalu off his feet. Colin Gregor happy to slow this one down and enjoy the moment, I think.
So hello to all the fans of Sevens rugby in Scotland, especially around Partick, I should say, at the moment, where this guy came from originally. They've painted his image on the side of the local railway station, bigger than full size.
What, 5 foot tall?
Yep. So here is the man in question, the captain of the Scottish team, Colin Gregor, off the bench in this one. They hurry the ball to the sideline, and it's Scotland's bowl. A very fine third day sees them take the bowl title over France by 31-5, and they did it with 31 unanswered points. And still the debate goes on with the French players and referee Rasta Rasabengi. And that's the final score. Scotland take the bowl final here in Hong Kong.
Scotland captain Colin Gregor. Colin, you finished well here in Hong Kong. You beat a team ranked above you in the World Series. Happy?
Yeah, obviously the Samoa game sticks out as a bit of a disappointment yesterday. We'd put ourselves in a great position, but shown a lot of character today to beat 3 quality teams and come away with a bowl.
And next up, of course, your home event, 3rd and 4th of May, Glasgow.
Yeah, can't wait to get back there. Obviously, being Scottish is a fantastic event, so with the home support on our backs, I'm sure we'll put in a really good performance.
Enjoyed Hong Kong? You're a veteran of this arena.
Yeah, absolutely. It's when you look around, it's a fantastic place to play rugby. So great to have won something at the end of the day. So we'll just build from here for Glasgow in a month.
We'll see you there. Thank you.
Cheers, Seb.